So this is Alumni Plaza currently. I know our class has visited Alumni Plaza pretty frequently, but I just wanted a quick walkthrough to refresh everyone on the use of Alumni Plaza and important locations. So the first place is the patio. This is the most popular spot on Alumni Plaza. People come here to eat lunch, do homework, just sit and chat. And then there's the tent. This has free Wi-Fi, and many students and classes all together use this spot for work. There are gardens all throughout Alumni Plaza. They are free for the public. This one also has some seating. It is also another popular spot, but the most widely used part of Alumni Plaza are the paths. That's what it's mainly used for. And there is one path that is not used. So this is the back path. It's completely bare, nothing really going on. It's very long too, very hidden, except for these bike racks back here. And then there's also an exit path right over here. There's a couple different walkways you can take. You can take some shade under the building, or you can go the more scenic route over here, and then it takes you right back to the middle. So the first place that I wanted to change was the tent, actually because it was so popular. On our activity maps, we found that this was one of the most frequented places at Alumni Plaza, but unfortunately it is only temporary. It was put up for COVID-19. It's also blocking this exit back here, as well as making this one a little bit harder to access. So first I had the idea to replace the tent entirely with a pergola and some tables, and make the pergola smaller so it's easier to access that entryway right there. But then I decided to take out the middle garden section and put the pergola there. This way there's a lot more space. So here's the image of what Alumni Plaza looks like now, and this is what I imagine it to be. I want to add some more foliage and greenery to the area, especially on top of the pergola, so that it feels a little bit more secluded and like a getaway and a little bit more relaxing. So the next spot that I chose to change was the back pathway, which is completely bare and really not used at all. Whenever I was brainstorming for this idea, I decided to draw exactly what I wanted to see in this area. So I have little fountains on the side, beautiful flowers, a small winding pathway, some trees over the edge. But here I've refined my idea a little bit, made it more practical with the yellow dots symbolizing lights. I took away the fountains because it's really too small of an area to make that possible. So here are some images of what I imagine this pathway to be. I want it to be very small and very personal, very lush, and I want it to be a kind of attraction. So I want it to bring people to Alumni Plaza as something to do instead of just passing through. So here where the bike racks are, I want to change this place into a little seating area like this, so that it will make Alumni Plaza a little bit more of a destination. So the next place I want to change is behind the patio area. So that greenery back there, it looks all right from here, but behind there's a sunken in spot that's just flat. It's not very well used, and there's actually a lot of space, but you don't really realize just looking at it. So I first experimented with the idea of adding like a pond here or some kind of small water feature surrounded by plants so that it would utilize the whole space. But then I brainstormed some other things like a fountain here in the middle as the main focal point of Alumni Plaza. But I finally decided against that because I want this fountain to not necessarily be a focal point, but more something like this, more just like a water feature that provides a nice ambiance and white noise in the background. So the last thing that I wanted to improve were the chairs. So they are movable, but they're a little bit cumbersome, and the color and design of them doesn't necessarily match the vibe of Alumni Plaza that I have in mind. So the red squares here represent the movable seats, and I decided on about 7 of them. And here's what I have in mind for the design of the chairs. They're a little bit more stylistic and organically shaped, which is what I imagine. So this is my final design for Alumni Plaza. Like I said, I want this to be more of a destination spot rather than just a walkthrough. I think Alumni Plaza has a lot of potential for visual appeal.